वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज खुश तो बहुत होंगे आप लोग। Here we go with the PPT, like disclaimer. It is hereby declared that the production of the said content is meant for non-commercial, scholastic, and research purposes only. We admit that some of the content or the images provided in this channel's video may be obtained through the routine Google image searches, and few of them may be under copyright protection. Such usage is completely inadvertent. It is quite possible that we overlook to give full scholarly credit to the copyright owners. We believe that the non-commercial, only for educational use of the material may allow the video in question fall under fair use of such content. However, we honor the copyright holders' rights and the video shall be deleted from our channel in case of any such claim received by us or reported to us. We'll wait for next 1 or 2 minutes. If he is not joining, then we'll start with the another group.
Good morning, sir. Sir,
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, now you start. Time is over. You may start. Chandni,
yes, sir.
yeah, you please continue with your case studies.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you see the screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Sir, can I start?
Yeah, please continue. I hope you have already shared these slides with your classmates.
Good morning. Our case study is on Jignesa NSEL scam, spot market. Basic terminology of the spot market. The spot market also called as cash market. In the spot market, where the underlying asset, in case of this spot market, commodities is in a underlying asset. The underlying asset is sold for cash, and the asset delivery of the asset take place immediately. The time given for the settlement is T plus 1 or T plus 2, depending on the underlying asset. In other words, T plus 2 days means the delivery can be received in the 2 working days. A spot price, the quoted price of the delivery of the underlying asset, it's a spot price. Brief of NSEL. What is NSEL? NSEL is the National Spot Exchange Limited. The NSEL is a commodity exchange of in the India, and the NSEL is a joint venture of two two companies, Financial Technology Limited and National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. NSEL commenced its live trading operation in different commodity on 15 October 2008. It's begun trading in cotton bales for Mumbai delivery and import gold and silver bars from Ahmedabad delivery immediately, and has since added a number of different commodities. NSEL stated uh, NSEL uh, stated mission is to develop a common Indian market by setting up nationwide electronic spot market and providing trading, delivery, and settlement facility in various commodities. Now the NSCL is middle of the controversy due to major commodity scam, and all that trade has been stopped.
You are not audible.
Yes, sir. NSCL scam timeline. In May 2005, NACL was incorporated as a company. In June 2008, received government
Dhananjay, please
exempt.
change the slide.
It's already changed.
We can see only first slide.
Okay, just a minute. Now can you see? Slide is visible or not?
First slide is now timeline slide is visible.
See, Dhananjay, uh, only first
Yes, sir.
only first slide is visible. You do here now it's visible only first slide.
Okay, sir.
आप एक मिनट अपना स्क्रीन शेयरिंग
Sir, I changed the slide.
आप स्क्रीन शेयर जो है अपना स्टॉप कर दीजिए. लेट मी टीच यू हाउ टू डू इट. एक मिनट अपना स्क्रीन शेयरिंग आप बंद कर दीजिए. मैं आपको कंप्लीटली सिखाता हूँ हाउ टू डू इट. For
Yes, sir.
example, now I'm sharing my entire screen with you guys. So you can see my entire screen now. Is it visible to you? My entire screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what you are supposed to do,
Yes.
आपकी जो भी PPT है वहाँ पे आपको क्लिक करना है. I think now the disclaimer is visible to you, right?
Hmm.
Then at last here you can see you have to click on this slide show. So you will get the
Yes,
full
sir.
size PPT. Then after
Hmm.
you have to go with Alter and Tab to your Mozilla Firefox.
Hmm.
And now in that, what you are supposed to do, let me tell you. In that, you go to Present Now, Windows, and in that you will have
Windows.
PowerPoint Slide Show. PowerPoint Slide Show. Click on that. So you will get the full size PPT on your screen like this. And then you pin it.
Okay, sir.
आप उसको पिन कर दोगे तो फुल स्क्रीन में वो विजिबल हो जाएगा. गॉट इट?
Hmm.
या डू इट लाइक.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, exactly like this. Now change your slides from the full size slideshow.
Now it's changing.
Yes, yes, got it. Exactly this. Yeah, please continue.
Okay. NACL's scam timeline. In May 2005, NACL was incorporated as a company. In June 2007, receiving government exemptions to launch contract and allows delivery based spot trading in 52 commodities. In October 2008, commenced live trading, providing delivery based spot trading in uh, 52 commodities. In March 2010, launched the first contract under e-series, means electronic series that use demat account for trades and traders and investor. In April and August 2010, FMC. FMC means Forward Market Commission, seeks data suspect non-violence. MSC suspect the violation data. July 22, 2013, FMC intervenes and asks NSEL to wind down existing contract. In August 6, 2013, NSEL suspend trading in all contracts, including the E-series. August 19, 2013, NSEL give wrong and misguiding information to FMC. August 21, 2013, NSCL default on dues promoters and key employee, including CEO, stocks. Now we see the what did NSEL do wrong. The NSEL scam is estimated to the 5,600 crores, around 0.9 billion US dollar fraud was come out in the light after the NACL fails to pay its investor in commodity paid contract after 31st July 2013. It was uh, conclude that most of underlying commodities never did exist. એટલે કે ऐसी कोई अंडरलाइंग commodities ही नहीं थी कि उसमें हम ट्रेड कर सके। वो ये सारी स्टील्स, पेडी, सुगर्स, ये सब ओनली ऑन ओनली ऑन द पेपर। द पेयर ट्रेड इन वेरियस commodities were offered in one day forward contract to T plus 2 and T plus 25, sometimes even T plus 35 days contract, and payment term is bought and sold as per time. Such pair contract offered arbitrage opportunity uh, of 12 to 15 return per annum. The investor who honored the T plus 2 payment obligation found that the NSCL neither has money or the underlying commodities. Around 24 borrowers were given the funds to the NSCL without any underlying commodities and deposits by the borrowers. One of the borrowers have borrowed 1,000 crore to the NSCL. Its company's name is NK Protein Limited, and it's owned by the son-in-law of farmer chairman Sankarlal Guru of NSCL. Now we see the NSCL scam in in depth. The NSCL was set up with the intention of eliminate the middlemen and intermediaries from the procedure, the farmer and the buyer of the farm product, by providing the electronic platform to exchange in commodities between the farmers or procedure and the trader exporter and trader and procedure. The spot the spot exchange promised to revive the rural economy uh, by institutionalization, electronic platform, and dematerialization and transparent operations. NSCL was promoted by the uh, Financial Technology Limited and along with the National Agriculture Marketing Federation of India, so that they aim is the agriculture promote the agricultural product, metal, energy by providing electronic exchange. After the fraud of 5,600 crores comes that the NSCL lost their all initial goodwills. The NSCL was a spot exchange NSCL so that as per norms uh, according to the Forward Contract Regulation Act 1952, all the contracts term as a spot must be settled within the T plus 11 days. It means all the contract are take place within the 11 days in the spot exchange. From this slide, the Chandni will present.
Thank you, Dhananjay. Now, normally in spot market, the exchange of money and underlying assets takes place on with normally in D plus 2 days. Now NSCL was a special case. It got exemption by Ministry of Corporate Affairs that which allowed to trade in 1 day forward contracts, that is T plus 2 days. But now NSCL did not stick to only T plus 2 days contract. Instead, they started offering special kind of paired contracts such as a same commodity on T plus 2 days, T plus 23 days, and even T plus 30 days respectively. So this kind of paired contract give arbitrage opportunities to many investors, and thus they fetch lot of profits to the investors and brokers. Then later it was discovered that NSCL did not have inventory to deliver the product at T plus 20 days and T plus 30 days, and it was just on the basis of warehouse receipts. Actually, the commodity was not there only in warehouses. So this NSCL scam is totally a loop in borrowers, sellers, and investors in a puzzle altogether. Basically, this forward contracts in the beginning involve some set of commodity stockists selling warehouse receipts to investors for immediate payment. Then these investors also entered into buyback agreements by selling back the commodity to stockists after 25 or 35 days period, ignoring the forward market regulation act. So thus by doing buyback also they earn interest at least 12 to 14 percentage returns. Thus this they'll help the stockists to receive immediate money and also the investors their returns. Then only this information came into existence, the regulations came into action. But at that time 5600 crore of the investors were defaulted. Then on August 5, 2013, the NSL was shut down completely and the series of arrests happened, and an investigation is still going on with the matter in front of Honorable Mumbai High Court. Can you change the slide? This is a work how the trade actually worked there. Uh, Firstly, the NSCL trade was based on the Vyaj Badla, where a financier invests money for a fixed rate of interest, not connected to the asset price. See here in the diagram, we can see first the seller A, first point. A seller A takes goods to warehouse. Now, secondly, second and third point gets warehouse receipt. He sells the goods to warehouse. Now fourth takes receipt to exchange. Now warehouse give receipt to the seller, right? Now the seller gives receipt to the exchange. In the fourth sequence, you can see that. Then fifth sells receipt on exchange for rupees 100 in spot sell. Now the seller sells the receipt from exchange for rupees 100 in the spot trade. Now sixth is here the buyer. Seller A gets money from the buyer B, who is at the exchange to buy goods. Now seller B comes into the picture, and here the seller B is the buyer who buys the goods from seller A. Now seventh is seller B can take receipt to warehouse and collect goods at rupees 100 as decided in spot buy. Right? This is a small process how the trade work. Now second part, first A in the corner side of the image. Now seller A becomes the buyer A, and now he buys a forward position at rupees 115 for 25 days, which is a paired trade. As I have told, that T plus 25 days was also done in NSCL scheme. Now 2A, that is the buyer A deposits margin to exchange. As in forward contract, we have to pay the margin. Now 3A. Now buyer B becomes the seller B, opposite position, and also he has to also deposit margin. So he also deposits margin to exchange. Now original seller means seller A makes the payment on the forward position, as I have told, T plus 25 trade day at rupees 115. Now rupees 15 is the profit for buyer B, right? And so this is the image showing how the trade actually worked in NSCL. Change the slide, Dhananjay. This is a picture of NSCL victim. How now we will see about the victims, people involved, and the events of NSCL scheme. Now, estimated number of 15,000 investors, along with the public sector units like MMTC. Like MMTC is the Minerals and Materials Trading Corporation. Public sector was where the victims of NSCL scam. The reports on ROC is reports of reports of compliance. It is a form that must be completed by all level 1 visa merchants undergoing a payment card industry data. The reports on NSCL fraud has come down heavily on the promoters and the FTIL, Financial Technology India Limited, and it was found that the majority of minutes of the meetings of the NSCL board were fabricated, as cell phone location data of the said board members did not match to the meeting's location. And some of the warehouses mentioned also on NSCL website that they were not physically existent only, just they were on the paper. And the SGF, that is Settlement Guarantee Fund, Settlement Guarantee Fund is a fund is a corpus used for the settlement of trades during defaults, and all the intermediaries like stock exchange, clearing corporation, and brokers was of around 839 crores as on July 29, 2013, vanished into thin air. Anjani Sinha, CEO and the MD of the company, attempted to take blame for the fraud in order to exonerate other promoters and thus filed an affidavit. Mr. Anjani Sinha's wife, that is Shalini Sinha, through being a related party, traded on MCX for about 40,000 crores in 1 year through her company S&P Designs Public Limited. However, Anjani Sinha, after arrested, retracted his earlier affidavit and filed a fresh affidavit pinning the blame on the board of NSCL, stating that they were fully knew about what was going on NSCL. Now here are the crisis countdown. Firstly, on May 12, Consumer Affairs Ministry says spot contracts on NSCL violation forward contract law. Then on July 31st, 2013, NSCL suspended most spot contracts. Then on August 15, same year, NSCL submits settlement plan to FMC, Forward Market Commission. Then on August 20, NSCL defaults on the settlement and SEC CEO Anjani Sinha, as I have informed you earlier. Then on October 10th, Shah quits MSCX. Then October 17, Anjani Sinha arrested. October 31st, he resigns as MSCX chief. Then on December 17, FMC Forward Market Commission declares Shah and FLTI unfit to run any exchanges, and thus orders to pair stake in MCX at 2%. Then on December 20, FTIL moves High Court against FMC order. Then on again March 13, 2014, CBI files cases against NSCL. And lastly, May 7, Mumbai police arrest Shah. Change the slide. This is a picture how the people were reacting in public, like return our money back. Mumbai police take action, like how he got arrested. Pictures showing. Now, EOW, it is the Economic Offences Wing of Mumbai Police, is presently investigating this case. And first FIR, first information report, has been filed against directors of NSCL and the directors of promoters like of FTIL, Financial Technologies India Limited, with various other brokers allegedly involved in fraud. As I've told, in 2013, October 9, Amit Mukherjee, the Assistant Vice President of NSCL, was arrested by the EOW of the Mumbai Police, making the first arrest of the scheme. Now, subsequently, a day later, on 10th October, the EOW of the Mumbai Police arrested Jai Bahukhandi, the former Assistant Vice President of NSCL, Former CEO and MD Mr. Anjani Sinha was the third arrested person in this case, and he was arrested a week later on the 17th October 2013. Now, EOW has since invoked the MPID, Maharashtra Protection of Investors Deposit Act, which it can be attached from properties and assets of the accused for the interest of the investor. Mr. Nilesh Patel of NK Proteins Limited, the biggest borrower of the NSCL, was arrested on 22nd October, who got into bail subsequently. Then Mr. Surinder Gupta of PD Agro Processors, who owns the Dunar brand rice, has been arrested by them on 5th March. Now, soon after the news of the scam broke, FTIL claimed that the server that housed sensitive data related to the company has crashed. The EOW has, however, able to access the mirror server of which forensic and investigative tests were conducted. Now, I would like to give this PPT in the hands of Dhruvi.
Now we will see that how this fraud has affected the people and what are the post scam situations. Now, what are the effect of this NSCL fraud? Now, the FTIL company, that is Financial Technologies India Limited, which is its promoter company, the share price of that company crashed by 60 to 70%. And because of this fall, there was also a massive fall in company's market capitalization. And also its a sister company, that is MCX, Multi Commodity Exchange, also started falling. Now the matter which should be noted is that the FMC, that is Forward Market Commission, had already forced has already ordered on FTIL to Jignesh Shah and Joseph Messi that they were not fit for this exchange. And this line should be noted that FMC has told them that they are not fit and proper for this exchange to run that exchange in India. And so the basis of that, Jignesh Shah and Joseph Messi on 9th October 2013 had to resign from board of MCX, SX Stock Exchange, and Jignesh Shah was also compelled to resign from MCX on 31st October 2013. Next slide. Now, this shows the NSCL turnover. From October 2008, it started to rise, and suddenly, because of this fraud and scam, in August 2013, the turnover of NSCL has gone down drastically, and this is in the one line. It breakouts very soon and directly in a one line. Next slide. Now, these are the post scam. On 21st October 2014, MCA had issued a draft order of merger of NSCL with FTIL. These are the recommendations from FMC that they have to merge NSCL with FTIL. On the basis of this decision was taken as section 396, that is section 396 of Companies Act suggested that forced amalgamation of two companies, and this was challenged in the Mumbai High Court by FTIL. The court had ordered a status quo, that is existing state of affairs, on 27 November 2014, which was later vacated on 4th February 2015 when Solicitor General of India told the court, and MCA has issued a draft order and it's merely a draft and all concerned parties can raise their concern. Now this shows that the parties which are been affected, they can raise their concerns. And after the 17 months of court proceeding and hearing with NSCL investors, public shareholders, and management of FTIL, and the UCA, Union Ministry of Corporate Affairs, ordered the merger of NSCL with its parent FTIL on 12th February 2016. And in its order, the government said that they were satisfied that merger is in public interest. Next slide. Now, as soon as the decision came out, now the people reacted to this decision of merger. Meanwhile, Mumbai High Court directed that the merger order of MCA will not be notified immediately, and FTIL allowed to challenge the order. So the Mumbai High Court stated that this merger will not be in place immediately. And Prashanta Desai, the MD of FTIL, stated that pursuant to the Mumbai High Court's order, FTIL had represented its case in the hearing given by the MCA by putting forth the objectives to the draft merger order. So they said against this merger order and put their point. The way the hearing went and the way thousands of shareholders, employees, and creditors had objected to the proposed merger, we were hopeful that the MCA will take an objective view on the matter and withdraw the draft merger order. Hence, passing of merger order today, while matters are sub judice, is highly disappointing. So this was stated by Prasanta Desai. Now, on the other hand, the investor group NSCL Accrued and Recovery Association, that is NARA, welcomed the decision of merger and in their statement stated means he accepted this merger of FTIL with NSCL, and he stated that they will remain grateful to the ministry and government because they took this decision on the basis of public's interest, means public interest prevails over every other contention, they said that. On July 30, 2019, the Bombay High Court summoned P. Chidambaram, the former Union Finance Minister, and two other bureaucrats, K.P. Krishnan and Ramesh Abhishek, regarding the 10,000 crore damage suits filed by 63 Muns Technologies and their role in NSCL payment default crisis. The Bombay High Court has accepted the plea and allowed 63 Moons to sue Chidambaram and others. In August 2019, the Bombay High Court held that
You are not audible, Dhruvi.
yes, sir, sorry, my mic was muted
Yeah,
by mistake.
not an issue.
So the Bombay High Court held that NSCL is not a financial institution. This was the final decision, and hence, under the MPID Act, all notification for attachment of the company's assets, including bank accounts and properties, stand quest, and they are reject as they were invalid. Next slide. Now, these are the few conclusions which can be drawn from this study. Since the matter is sub judice, we can't judge who was the real victims behind the NSCL crisis. But certainly there were lapses on everyone's everyone's part, because they consider that T plus 25 is means legal outside this exchange. Now, the promoters, employees of NSCL who indulged in the illegal trading, brokers who forged documents and were doing Benami transactions, regulators who were blind for years to resolve the jurisdiction of NSCL, as our regulatory system is lacking, so that this scam took very much years to get resolved, and all the responsible for the crisis in one way or other. NSCL and FTIL did not follow corporate governance norms, and result was the debacle of the promising organization which could have taken India to a next level in the global market, because they doesn't follow the rules. That is, in T plus 11 days they need to do the transaction, but they took it to T plus 25 days. And India also lost lots of employment opportunities by shutting down of the exchanges when it declared not fit and proper to run an exchange. So they lost employment opportunities also. Yes, thank you, sir.
So that's all from your side, Dhruvi, Dhananjay, and Chandni.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice explanation by Chandni, and it's a good one, especially with reference to the content that you guys have collected. No doubt, it's available on Google, but yes, then also it requires some efforts to gather all the information and documents for the seed purpose. So it's a good one. Now, one question to all of you, means three. What was the key point? Like we can say na keywords. What was the key word from this case?
Sir, keyword related to what?
Like why such scandals are there? Like the first one is NACL, then the multi commodity exchange. So from your point of view, what are the major words that plays an important role?
Sir, due to government restrictions and rules, they were not following properly, and even government was not seeing that much. After this news came up, and then government started to check all this. So not due because of the not strict rules following regulations.
Yes, sir.
So the
Because of
scandals were
this
happening.
not following these strict guidelines, the transactions which need to be completed within T plus 11 days, that was doing illegally and stretching up to T plus 25 days. And there were one seller doing simultaneously two transactions of selling the receipt and again buying it at profit.
And even at T plus 20, 30 days were also included in NSCL scam.
Dhananjay, what's your view?
Yes, same. Dhruvi and Chandni says that NACL वो T plus 11 days ट्रेडिंग साइकिल को 25 डेज तक ले जा रही थी, कभी कभी तो 35 डेज तक.
Okay, so you guys feel that the reason behind that is the trading cycle, like T plus 11 and all?
And
No,
also
sir, trading.
एंड ऑल्सो जो ट्रेड कर रही थी तो NACL के पास वो कमोडिटीज भी नहीं थी, वो ओनली ऑन द पेपर.
Okay. Now,
No,
for
sir,
example,
not only for trading cycle. Means it was illegal till T plus 2 days only, and NSCL got permission for 1 day forward contract only. But they started T plus 2, T plus 25, and all.
okay, good. So now, one practical question to you guys. Anyone can answer. For example, I have traded chana, a kind of pulses. जो चना आता है, चना, गुआर, गम, सीड्स और वो सब जो आता है, सपोज वो मैंने एनसीडेक्स पे, एनसीडेक्स आप लोगों को मालूम होगा, एनसीडेक्स. सो सपोज मैंने वहां पे वो परचेज किया है उसका एक लॉट. What happened? I want to know the answer for this. What happened if I don't square off my position before expiry, or even on the same day of expiry? Happen? What will happen if I don't square off my position?
One has to compulsory square of position, or it will be ultimately they will lastly at the close of the market they will square up the position if we don't do that.
No, I'm talking in terms of NCDEX. Even in MCX, we are not talking about the capital market right now. We are talking about MCX and NCDEX, NCDEX. कमोडिटी एक्सचेंज के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. तो सपोज वहां पे मैंने कोई ट्रेड किया, जैसे कि मैंने फॉर एग्जांपल जीरो जीरो जो आता है वो मैंने परचेज किया एंड उसकी डेट आ रही है, तब तक मैं उसको स्क्वायर ऑफ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, एक्सपायरी हो गई है, डन, ऑल दोज थिंग्स हैज बीन डन, बट फिर भी मैंने अपनी पोजीशन स्क्वायर ऑफ नहीं की है, तो क्या होगा?
Then the delivery will be given
Yes,
of
very
that
true.
underlying asset.
Yes, very true. How? Yes, Dhruvi, I appreciate your answer. Good one. Delivery will be there. Yes, true.
And sir, in this case, the commodity or the underlying asset was only on the paper. So the delivery would means that was also a part of this scheme, that that how they will deliver the product, means underlying asset.
Good one. This answer will definitely give you 2 extra marks, Dhruvi.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, good presentation by all three. And now we do have next presentation of Vidya, Kavita, Sneha. And then after Krimi, Chitra, Aditi. And last will be of Bhavya, Ashwini and Jay. Apart from this presentation, means case study, I think I have already uploaded 5 questions with reference to your assignments. No doubt the deadline is yet to be, it's far, but what I'm expecting, if you guys are able to complete it before deadline, or maybe we can say before this month and only, no doubt few questions are yet to be explained, but then also if you are able to complete, because it's only 5 questions, so if you are able to complete it before this March end, then we can done with your rubrics on earlier basis. So can I expect your assignments on or before 31st March? There are only 5 questions. And all the questions are very much to the point. So you can easily note it down or write it down from the materials that I have provided. So I'm expecting that you guys submit it in soft copy in PDF form, but make sure you have to keep hard copy with you for physical verification as and when required. Right now again the colleges are closed, online teaching will be there, so as and when offline teaching is again resumed, make sure you must have the hard copy of your assignments with you for the verification purpose. So Monday, Vidya, Kavita and Sneha is going to present. Then Wednesday, Krimi, Chitra and Aditi will present. So in short, in next week, we'll complete our case discussion as well as our rubrics assignments too. Clear class? Done. Thank you. And yeah, one more thing that anyone from you, please inform Bhavya Kamdar to call me. Then chalo, it was overall good case study. That's it for the day. Thank you so much class. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Thank you so much.